From April 23rd through April 28th, this country ran a flat-out severe weather marathon. That stretch logged 97 tornado reports, over 1,000 hail reports, and 1,500 warnings issued in 6 days. St. Louis issued 95 severe weather warnings in one day, their highest single-day total going all the way back to 1986. That 95 warning day in St. Louis broke a record going back to 1986, and that number is going to be very hard to top. If your sky is quiet this morning, that quiet is earned, but I need you to understand it comes with an expiration date. But that quiet has a very specific expiration date because the atmosphere is already loading up for round 2 next week. Today is May 1st, the first day of a month that is shaping up to be a roller coaster nobody signed up for. At the 6-minute mark, I will walk you through the full May outlook week by week, including a temperature pattern I have not seen in May in years and a drought relief signal that is genuinely encouraging. And here's the good news for anyone watching their lawn go bone-dry soaking rainfall is on the way for the southeast. And good Lord, y'all, it starts today. But first, here is what just happened over the past week because those numbers deserve to be put in proper context before we look ahead. From April 23rd through 28th, the SPC logged 97 tornado reports, more than 1,000 hail reports, and over 800 damaging wind events, one of the most active stretches of the spring so far. More than 1,500 tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings were issued across the country during that window. And that number alone tells you how wide and far this outbreak reached. The worst tornado of the outbreak struck Enid, Oklahoma in EF4 with estimated winds near 170 miles per hour. The EF4 caused major damage near Vance Air Force Base, injured 10 people, and somehow, remarkably, there were no fatalities. 10 people were injured in Enid, and the fact that nobody was killed there in an EF4 is genuinely something to stop and be grateful for. In Texas, an EF3 hit mineral wells with winds up to 145 miles per hour and caused multiple injuries, while an EF2 in Runaway Bay produced the only confirmed tornado fatality from the entire outbreak. Overall, at least 3 lives were lost and dozens were injured across this severe weather sequence. And that human cost is why every forecast we do matters. Near Springfield, Missouri, hail reached softball size and beyond, damaging cars, aircraft, and homes. Plain and simple, the kind of hail event that leaves a mark for a long time. And St. Louis had what I can only call a historic warning day. 95 severe weather warnings in a single day, the highest one-day total going back to 1986, jaw-dropping by any measure. Yesterday, April 30th, the same system continued moving east and kept producing. An EF3 tornado touched down near Mineral Wells in Palo Pinto in Parker County, cutting a 4.7-mile path. Near Nashville, an EF1 southwest of Ridgetop snapped hundreds of trees and damaged 5 structures. The kind of tornado that barely makes national headlines but changes lives in the community it hits. In Elizabethtown, Kentucky, an EF1 damaged a playground and toppled trees in Hardin and LaRue County. A real reminder that tornado days are not just a Southern Plains story. The most significant ongoing threat from that same system right now is the flood watch covering San Antonio, Austin, and Laredo, with 2 to 4 inches already down and some spots pushing towards 6. Flash flooding is the primary danger across south-central Texas through tonight already saturated ground. More rain piling on, and the I-10 and Highway 90 corridors near San Antonio are the areas of most concern. Right now, here is what I want from you. Drop your city and state in the comments and tell me whether you had storm damage yesterday or woke up to clear skies this morning. Your real-time report from the ground helps me pinpoint exactly which areas to focus on in tonight's update. And if your city has not come up yet, that comment is how it gets on my radar. I work through every single one, and honestly, some of you have been sending me better ground truth reports than Your reports are genuinely more accurate than some official storm surveys, so keep them coming tonight. Here's the straight talk. Y'all, today is one of the lower-key severe weather days we have seen in the southern. Here in a while, plain and simple, a step-down day, not a zero-risk day. The Storm Prediction Center has only a level 1 marginal risk for today. The primary areas of concern are the South Texas coast, southeastern Louisiana, and the western Florida panhandle. We are talking isolated, severe thunderstorms today, golf ball-size hail, damaging wind gusts around 60 miles per hour. The flood threat is actually the bigger story today than the severe weather risk. That flood watch for San Antonio, Austin, and Laredo continues through tonight as more rain piles on saturated ground. San Antonio, you are dealing with the most significant flood risk in the country right now. The ground is saturated, more rain is coming, and low-lying streets can go underwater fast. Corpus Christi and Galveston, you are in the marginal severe zone along the South Texas coast. And isolated storms with large hail are the primary concern this afternoon and early evening. New Orleans and Baton Rouge, a similar marginal risk covers southeastern Louisiana. So stay weather aware through the afternoon and be ready for gusty winds and hail with any stronger storms. Pensacola and Panama City, you are in the western Florida Panhandle risk zone, and isolated storms could fire this afternoon with damaging winds and hail as the main hazards. For the rest of the country, most of the nation is looking at a cool, quiet, and genuinely peaceful Friday, and after the week we just went through, good grief, that is welcome. A southern slider system is developing today and moving east through the weekend. And while this is not a widespread severe weather event, it is going to be a significant rainmaker for drought-stricken areas. This system tracks zonal basically west to east along the southern tier, which suppresses the severe weather potential but funnels much-needed rainfall right into the areas that need it most. The fire weather picture is still serious today. Bone-dry fuels, critically low humidity, and strong wind gusts across the southern plains make any outdoor spark an immediate threat. Now let me give you the weekend picture, and I want to start by saying something that does not always get enough airtime. The break that is coming is real, it is earned, and it matters. Saturday and Sunday are shaping up as the most peaceful back-to-back weather days most of this country has seen since mid-April. Temperatures below normal, skies clearing, a genuine reset. Atlanta, Charlotte, Raleigh, and the coastal Carolinas are going to get soaking rainfall from this southern slider. And for areas running 8 to 12 inches in deficit, that is not just welcome, it is needed. The nor'easter developing along the east coast this weekend is also going to deliver meaningful rainfall to the southeast, and mid-Atlantic every inch counts heading into May. Chicago. Saturday is genuinely one of the nicer days of the week out there in the Midwest. Wrigley Field weather, UV index near 8, go enjoy it. Louisiana and Texas, you finally dry out and get some spectacular cooler air by Sunday. Enjoy those 60s while you can, because the southerly winds return Monday and things warm right back up. A retired plumber named Earl from outside Nashville told me something this week that stuck with me. He said the scariest part of the EF1 near Ridgetop was not the storm, it was the silence right after, and how fast the whole neighborhood came out to check on each other. That is the mindset for this weekend. Use the quiet to check on the people around you. Confirm your shelter plan and make sure your alert methods are set before next week. Sunday, May 4th is the crown jewel of this calm, genuinely beautiful across most of the country. Take the family outside, let the grandkids run around, fire up the grill. But check the forecast Sunday evening before you turn in, because Monday is when this pattern starts loading again. Check back Sunday evening so nobody gets caught off guard by what is building Monday. Here's the kicker about this calm window. The same atmospheric ingredients that drove the April outbreak are not gone. Those ingredients just pulled back temporarily. The reloading process is already underway heading into next week. Now here's the part I need you locked in for, and I want to be straight with you. Not oversell it, but also not let you walk into next week without this information. The jet stream right now is running flat from west to east. Meteorologists call that zonal flow, and it is exactly why the weekend is quiet. Starting Sunday, that flat line begins to tilt, and by early next week it develops what I can only describe as a massive dip by early next week, the kind that gets storm forecasters sitting up straight. That dip is the green light for the atmosphere to reload Gulf moisture surging north. Wind shear cranking back up, instability rebuilding, and when those three come together, severe weather follows. Nobody who lived through the last 2 weeks of April should need me to explain what a reloaded setup looks like. Here it is again, same ingredients, same corridor, same kind of setup, and it is coming right on schedule. The specific window is Tuesday, May 5th through Thursday, May 7th. Mark those dates right now before you do anything else today. I am feeling more confident in this one than the preliminary numbers alone would suggest, because the ingredients are lining up in an unusually organized way for 7 to 8 days out. Here's the atmospheric setup, and I want you to picture the jet stream like a set of train tracks running across the country. Right now, those tracks run flat from west to east, no drama. But by Tuesday, they dip sharply southward, and every storm that forms rides that dip straight into the central and southern states. The instability starts rebuilding Monday afternoon as storm fuel creeps in from the Gulf. By evening, you are already seeing values climbing from Oklahoma City east toward Kentucky, Nashville, and Memphis. Tuesday, May 6th is when the atmosphere really fires, instability building strongly across the central and southern plains. Wind shear ramps back up and the supercell ingredients line back up all at once on Tuesday. The primary tornado corridor for Tuesday is currently pointing at the southern and central plains. Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri shifting east into the Tennessee Valley and Mid-South by Wednesday. Wednesday, May 7th is the day I am most focused on right now. The cold front chasing that low system fast could push the severe weather corridor from Michigan all the way back into Louisiana. Thursday, May 8th is also a day I am watching because the instability continues east and southeast with thunderstorm fuel getting. Thunderstorm fuel gets into the Carolinas on Thursday and possibly pushes toward the coast. The SPC has already flagged this window, and here is the inside read. When the models are this consistent at 7 to 8 days out. When the models agree at 7 to 8 days out, forecasters take it seriously. This is not a model blip. A retired school principal named Margaret from just outside Memphis told me this week that every family she knows who came through the spring tornado season without incident shared one habit: they had the forecast the day before, not the morning of. That is exactly why we are talking about May 5th, 6th, and 7th right now on a Friday. Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Memphis, Nashville, if you are in any of those corridors. This is your week to stay locked in, and the detailed city breakdown comes in the next update. So with that said, let me give you the full May picture because this month has more layers to it than most people realize. This month has more layers to it than most people realize, and a few of those layers are genuinely good news. Here's the honest truth about May 2026. March and April ran very warm across most of the lower 48. And now May is on a roller coaster in the opposite direction, flat out cooler and stormier than anybody expected. The setup keeping us cool is a wide trough over the east and a ridge over the west. And that pattern is funneling Arctic air into the eastern states in a way I have not seen in May in years. What that means for you in plain and simple language: if you are east of the Mississippi, expect below normal temperatures through at least the first 10 to 12 days of May, with periodic shots of severe weather in between. Week 1, which we are in right now, is the coolest period, with the deep south and southeast seeing highs only in the 60s on some days, well below the 70s and 80s of a normal early May. Week 2 sees a brief moderation where temperatures nudge toward normal across the southern tier. But do not get too comfortable because another cold shot follows right behind it. That second cold shot could push temperatures back into the 30s and low 40s across the Great Lakes and Northeast in the second weekend of May. And for early May, good grief, that is remarkable. For farmers in the Corn Belt, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, Wisconsin, the second week of May looks like the best planting window of the month, and that drier signal is real and meaningful. The drought relief story is one of the more encouraging pieces of this pattern, the 8 to 12-inch deficit in the Carolinas, and Virginia has a genuine shot at being cut in half over the next 2 weeks. El Nino conditions continue to build. The index is at plus 0.6 with Gulf Coast water temperatures running very warm. And that warm moisture source fuels the wetter pattern across the south and southeast through May. Today, May 1st, is also the official start of the Atlantic hurricane and tropical weather season. And with El Nino building and Gulf waters warm, this is a tropical season worth watching from day one. For the western U.S., the warm and dry side of this pattern continues. Elevated fire weather risk for the southwest and southern plains is not going away anytime soon. The overall May outlook, no excuses on sugarcoating it, active and stormy in the south and east. Drier Corn Belt planting window, warm and dry out west, and at least one more significant severe weather event in week 2. Back-to-back severe weather setups in a month running this far below normal temperatures is genuinely unusual. And I think a straight-up honest conversation about it is exactly what this community deserves. Here is my question for you in the comments, and I am genuinely curious based on everything I just walked you through. Where do you think the highest tornado threat lands next Tuesday through Thursday? Drop your city and your prediction: Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Memphis, Nashville, or somewhere else entirely, because some of you have been calling these setups more accurately than the preliminary outlooks. Also tell me this: how much rainfall are you expecting out of this weekend system where you are? Because the drought relief picture looks very different city by city, and your local number helps me build a better map. And one more thing, if you are watching from a city I have not mentioned yet, drop your location below and tell me what you need covered, because tomorrow's detailed breakdown is built around your comments. For anyone in the South Central Texas flood zone right now, saturated ground, more rain incoming, and flash flooding can develop with very little warning. Stay off low-lying roads today. Turn around, do not drown. 12 inches of moving water is enough to carry away a vehicle. And roads that look fine at a glance can be completely underwater in a matter of minutes. If you are in the coastal Texas or South Louisiana marginal risk zone, protect your vehicles from golf ball-size hail before storms fire this afternoon. Get them under cover, no excuses. Mobile home and manufactured housing residents in today's risk zones, even on a marginal risk day. Straight-line winds and large hail are life-threatening without a sturdy structure to shelter in. For next week, start your preparation now, not Monday morning. Identify your shelter location. Confirm your overnight alert will wake you up, and charge your devices while it is calm. A NOAA weather radio on the nightstand is not a convenience item. It is a life safety decision. Next week is not the time to find out you do not have one. Get it set up this weekend. The same families who came through the April outbreak just fine were the ones who had their plan ready before the first storm fired. The families scrambling when the sirens go off are the ones who did not look ahead. Do not be that family. If you know somebody in the Texas flood zone, South Louisiana coast, or anywhere in next week's severe weather corridor who is not watching this forecast, do yourself a solid and send this to them. A heads up from someone they trust is genuinely worth 10 push notifications. They're going to scroll right past, take 30 seconds, and send it. Here's your closing picture, and I want 5 numbers to stay with you when you walk away from this video. 97 tornado reports, 1,500 warnings, and 95 in a single day in St. Louis. Here's your closing picture, 5 numbers I want you to carry when you walk away today. An 8 to 12 inch rainfall deficit in the Carolinas and Virginia with a genuine shot at erasing half of that over the next 2 weeks. Tuesday, May 5th through Thursday, May 7th, the jet stream dips, Gulf moisture rebuilds, and millions of Americans are back in the crosshairs for another significant outbreak. May is on a roller coaster. Nobody signed up for cooler, stormier, and more active than almost anyone expected heading into this 5th month of the year. The real deal, the folks who come through these weeks are always the ones who got the forecast early, used the calm window to prepare, and had a plan before the first siren. Sunday, May 4th is your breather. Take it, enjoy it, get the family outside, then check back Sunday evening because Monday is when the atmosphere starts loading. We are tracking everything as the May 5th through 7th window comes into focus. Details sharpen fast after this weekend, so keep notifications on. Go check on your neighbors today, especially in South Central Texas, where the flood threat is still active. A community that looks out for each other always comes through stronger. Stay safe out there, take care of the people around you, and we will see you in the next one.